Good morning and welcome to Boston has entered the chat. Tuesday, June 3rd. Beautiful spring, summer day in Boston. It's starting to heat up.
The
sun's out.
All right.
I'm loving it. This is the show where we take what you guys are talking about in your group chats and bring it into the conversation every morning. We got plenty for you guys. Red Sox drop another one-run loss, but what does David Ortiz have to say about Rafael Devers? And what do you think of Jarren Duran? Alleged, reported trade rumors heating up. We want Duran to stay. We'll talk some Stefon Diggs, the latest out of Buffalo. No surprise about him on the Love Boat. And we'll talk some Celtics, Knicks, New York, Boston rivalry as well. He's Travis Thomas from Georgia Balekji. T, how we doing?
I'm ready to party, man. I'm always down to party when it's me and you. Not quite to the level of Stefon Diggs, but I am ready to party.
Tuesday free. Tuesday free Tuesdays. That's what we call it on this show. Let's get into what you guys are blowing up the group chats about this morning. Let's get to our trending topics. Starting with David Ortiz at his charity golf foundation, raising a ton of money. Great cause. Caught up with our guys, TC and Alex Spear of 310 to left. You guys know TC and Spear. They cover the Sox. Talking about everything Red Sox, everything about his foundation. But here's David Ortiz on what he thinks about Rafael Devers and him playing DH.
I think with Raf it's going to be a matter of time. He's doing absolutely great as a DH, which is what the team wants. But at some point, you know, he's going to mature and he's going to understand that when he comes down to be a part of a club, you got to be all in.
So that's David Ortiz talking about love what he's doing at DH. Understands how hard it is for him to make the transition, how well he's hitting. But at the end, the maturity. You got to do what the club asks of you. You have to do what's best for the club, what's best for the team. I mean, that's a guy that was a DH when it came to World Series, interleague play. He would play first. When they needed him to, he would play first base to stay in the lineup. For him, more of the standpoint, you could catch a full conversation wherever you catch 310 to left, Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. He was talking more of, we need to see him at first because if that's what's best for the team, the lineup, the defense, he needs to embrace that role, especially as a leader.
What David Ortiz is talking about here, and they're tight, him and Rafi, there's a connectivity there because David Ortiz obviously understands making that transition from a position to a DH. But the connectivity is a one-way street right now. I think we need it to be a two-way street in terms of Rafi needs to learn from Poppy about sacrificing for the team. Because Big Poppy, clutch, all the numbers, all the championships, all the moments. Yes, but above all, gave everything for the Red Sox. Everything. He's one of those guys, a cliche, leave it out all on the field, right? He did. And then some. He squeezed all the juice out of the lemon, okay? So I think Rappy can kind of learn from Big Poppy, too. And so I appreciate what Poppy said there. But yeah, he has settled in. Yeah, he's swinging the bat well. He's doing really well. But in the end, you need to be all in for your club. That's a part that needs to land, right? So both need to kind of learn from each other, more so obviously Rafi needing to learn from Ortiz. But I do appreciate that he gets where Rafi's coming from, because a lot of us can't. We're just like, why won't you do X, Y, and Z? Poppy's like, hold on, it is a challenge now. Let's talk about this. But at the same time, in the end,
points out, exactly.
Yes, you do have to do whatever it takes to win. And whatever's best for the club.
And that's a guy that's the most clutch hitter in postseason baseball we've ever seen, talking David Ortiz. One of the best DHs to ever step in the box in Major League Baseball history. And he still says, as great of a hitter as he was, that's the type of guy that could say, I'm just hitting. That's it. I'm here to hit.
That's right.
No, he did what the team needed for him in interleague play in the World Series as well. When they needed him to play first, he would do so.
Exactly.
This also happened. This was on Monday with David Ortiz talking to TC and Alex Spear. Later on that day, we saw Rafael Devers pregame, taking grounders at the shortstop spot, out there having fun. We have the footage. Our Nesson cameras caught it. It is the situation. It is a team that went on to lose another one-run game later this night to the Anaheim Angels, one of the worst teams in all of baseball. But it is that magnifying glass that's on the Red Sox as a whole right now. Not just in this city, but nationally. The magnifying glass that's on Rafael Devers and this defense. And the guy that said, I'm a third baseman. Once he said, hey, put the glove away, he goes, all right, I'm a DH. Asked to play first and was very public about refusing to do that, wanting to focus on hitting. There has to be more awareness here than doing that pregame. Off day, teams getting together, practicing at Fenway. Earlier on in the day during BP or just workouts, rehab, whatever it may be, fine. But pregame at Fenway at home where all these cameras are around, there needs to be more situational awareness. Alex Spear of the Globe asked Alex Cora about that, and Cora said, I had no idea that was happening.
you are uncomfortably, dangerously close right now, the Red Sox, to being in the basement of the AL East. It is not appropriate timing-wise to be doing this before a game when you're trying to get out of your own way and turn this season around. I didn't love it, but I do understand that Rafi, the individual, the player, is having fun. And that's a great thing to see.
Yes.
He has settled into DH. He is playing great. Mentally now, because we've seen him, where he's not happy, where there's some things in the media where we're like, whoa. If he's doing this, George, that tells you he's good. Rafi's cool. Mentally, spiritually, playing on the field, he's all good. He's having fun. That's a great thing to see. I do not think it was appropriate before the game. I agree with you.
Yeah.
There are other times to do that where it is fun and funny. I didn't laugh at this. I didn't love seeing this at all.
Yeah.
I thought the timing was not great and the optics weren't great.
And this is also yesterday, Alex Cora saying Christian Campbell won't be playing first base. It's not a priority anymore. That's with Romy Gonzalez back healthy. That's him liking what he sees from Abraham Toro's bat.
Right.
But that's where all these moving parts and where this team does need sacrifice. That, especially at shortstop, it's just like, it's not third, it's not first. You're not going to do that because that would start a whole circus. But if you're going to pick up a glove, you got to do what's best for the team right now. And that's what you have to ask of a guy that's about to be 29, highest paid player, needs to be a leader.
That's right.
Not the leader. Alex Bregman's the leader, but needs to be a leader with all the news. And now with the Red Sox saying, hey, you know, Campbell at first, not going to happen. We'll stick him at second. So much going on with the team. You have to have that awareness, especially at home. All right, let's shift over to the Patriots. Bad news coming out of OTAs for the Pats. Jelani Tavai goes down at practice with a leg injury. See the tweet on your screen from Mike Reese. He left yesterday's practice after remaining down for an extended period of time during 11-on-11 drills. Teammates kneeled around him as everything stopped and the music was turned off. Tavai was eventually helped off by Jabril Peppers, limited pressure on his right leg. Trav, everything stopping, music being turned off, all the teammates kneeling around him. That's where it's the other athlete reaction. It's a teammate's reaction. That's what says a lot about the severity of the injury. Like we saw with Tatum when he tore his Achilles, how Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns responded to it.
Sure.
Not just his own teammates. In this case, it's a Patriots teammates of Tavai. That, to me, that's when you hear that go, I'm fearing the worst for Jelani Tavai, who would have a significant role with this defense as being a guy that's really versatile.
I want to preface my comments by saying I hope that he's okay. And I hope that he doesn't miss the season. And I hope this isn't as bad as what you just described and what it looked like. And hopefully he comes back. But this is a guy who had 58 solo tackles last season, 1 sack, 1 pick. Then he had one boneheaded comment in the media. Granted, Gerard Mayo, not exactly the leader we all thought he would be. And so I understand that to a certain extent. I'll defend Tavai in that. But it is what it is. The facts remain of the numbers I just gave you. Now that you have a grown-up as a head coach in Mike Vrabel and a system in place defensively that we all believe this team should be better, you had a really good offseason as well, bringing in the players that you did bring in. I can now rest my thoughts on next man up. I mean, I just read you the numbers. We're not talking about an all-pro here, respectfully to Tavai. I like him. But next man up. Let's go. This is a system now. There's a culture and a system in place with the Patriots. So next guy up. Now, what I hope is it happens so early now in OTAs that by the time the season rolls around, maybe he's okay and he can get back into the fold and be a part of the system. We'll see.
Yeah.
But again, I feel bad for him, but in terms of on the field with this team moving forward, I feel confident they'll be just fine, George. I was actually surprised Tavai was still around. When Vrabel got hired, I thought for sure that's one of the guys he's going to get rid of.
It's a versatility for me.
He
Like
is very versatile.
They got rid of Juwan Bentley, same build, same play as an off-ball linebacker. It's how the defense breaks down of Jack Gibbons and Robert Spillane can play inside. Christian Ellis, too, is a special teamer. Jelani Tavai, what keeps him around is his ability to play on the edge.
Sure.
What's important for this defense's success is the depth of the defensive line as well. And he could bring that. He could bring that.
Yes.
Not exactly a difference maker, but if you could bring depth on the edges.
That's right.
This is a team that needs it because they are young when you look at their edge rushers.
That's right.
Outside of Harold Landry. All right, sticking with the Patriots, David Andrews officially announced his retirement with the team. Said, quote, didn't want to play for any other team. Got a video here for you guys from his retirement. That's from Kevin Moore. Post-retirement press conference. Hugs from David Andrews for Dante Scarnecchia and James Devlin. Scarnecchia, greatest offensive line coach of all time.
Facts.
Should be a Hall of Famer, but Football Hall of Fame doesn't put assistant coaches in. See a slimmed down David Andrews at his official retirement presser.
What's up with the Davids around town here? Getting all slim. We saw Big Poppy.
Ortiz.
Yeah, right? The Davids, dog.
That says retirement to me. Saw him right away.
Yeah.
Saw David Andrews. He was at Gronk's Pickle for a Purpose event. And I saw him right away, and I go, man, that is a retired offensive lineman because of the weight he shed.
Why do they get so skinny? Like Joe Thomas with the Browns, same thing.
Joe Thomas got yoked when he retired. Nick Mangold got get skinny. No. It's, I mean,
you don't have to?
Yeah, you got to fight to keep that weight on.
Right.
You got to eat a lot. It's working out. It's diet.
Right.
At that point, it's regressing to the means and going back to just a normal human pedestrian diet, basically.
Yeah, like if you met him and you didn't know who he was, you're like, yeah, sure, you played for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Sure you did. But look, this guy, I mean, consummate leader, amazing.
10 years in the league, 9 as a player, lost 1 to blood clots, 2-time Super Bowl champion.
I think futuristically speaking, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
You know, he could be a CEO of a company for all we know. But I actually hope he sticks with the Patriots. I would love to see him in some sort of front office, maybe personnel type of role. Centers are always smart as all get out. So, you know, maybe coaching, I don't know. But I hope the Patriots kind of do right by him and keep him in-house doing something with the organization.
I would love these roles. I don't know how popular they are around the league, but in a consultation type role in a way, of that's a guy day to day. He doesn't have to do the full grind of a coach, but is there to mentor the younger players. Stick around the younger guys, like put him around to Jared Wilson.
He'd be great.
Exactly.
He'd be
Show
great.
up in practice,
Will
watch
Campbell.
film with them, teach them the ins and outs, and Will Campbell too, 100%. Tom Brady shouted him out and said, 10-year, great career. Obviously, the heart and soul of the team's the offensive line. You were in the middle, but pointed out how he was as a person, how he was as a teammate, how he was as a champion. That's something that's important. Mike Vrabel's big on culture. A guy like David Andrews is important for the culture of that entire franchise, not just a locker room.
Just don't follow the Jeff Saturday playbook. Remember that? He did media forever. He was great. Then he just got thrust in the Colts head coaching job. That didn't go well. Now
that's more on Jim Irsay.
Well, I'm just saying. Where's Jeff Saturday now? I haven't seen him. Has anyone seen him? No? Okay. So don't follow that playbook.
Our producer, Ethan, who's a huge Colts fan, is telling me to wrap up. It's an early wrap, too. He doesn't want to relive that.
Yeah, I hit a nerve with that one, huh?
We'll take a quick break on Boston has entered the chat. When we're back, we'll be talking more Rafi at short, Christian Campbell off first, Jaren Duran trade rumors, and hear more from David Ortiz as well. Coming up after this break on Boston has entered the chat. But make sure to get the latest up-to-date live Boston sports headlines, along with the daily dose of what is trending around the world of sports and the culture of Boston. Check out Boston has entered the chat every weekday. That's every Monday through Friday, live on Nesson from 8 to 9 a.m., live on Nesson Nation from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. every Monday through Friday. And you can catch every episode on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts.
I think we have to give him some time. He's doing great at where we want him. We don't want to mess that up. We don't want to, I guess, at some point he will realize that I don't know if he's working at first base right now. I think he should practice there until he feels comfortable. And if he sees that the team needs him, or the team is better with him at first base, just go for it.
That's more from David Ortiz with TC and Alex Spear of 310 to left, talking about Rafael Devers, what he's seen from him at DH. But also, as you guys heard earlier too, needs to have the maturity to do what the team needs best for him.
Right.
But that's David Ortiz backing Rafi. He's been not astonished, impressed by his bat, how quickly he picked up being a designated hitter. Want the full combo, check out 310 to left. I just love how he points out, what we've seen from him. It's going to take time, but there is that support that Ortiz provides, because this is Rafael Devers, who's hitting 286 on the year with a 920 OPS. You go his last 30 games, he's hitting above 350, over 1,000 OPS, leads MLB in RBI, leads MLB in walks, is just absolutely dominant in the box against opposing pitchers. He's taken on this designated hitter role and absolutely thrived in it and dominated in it. But David Ortiz saying, hey, I wouldn't close the book on first. You see that mentorship that Ortiz always pours into the Sox now?
Yeah.
That what he sees in Rafi, the potential as a DH, but knows there's more that he can do for the team.
Yeah, but this is where great players sometimes don't make the best coaches. So, like, where I'm going here is I'm thinking top of head, like a Magic Johnson was a terrible coach, right?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, although not a coach, owner, was involved in a lot of front office things with the Hornets, terrible. Because sometimes great players just know how to be. David Ortiz knew, I need to give up everything for the Red Sox, and he did. He gave it all, right? You can't necessarily teach that. That's not a tangible thing. That's something you have or you don't. So I think he is amazed at what Rafi's doing from a talent standpoint, from an ability standpoint, from a transitioning from third base to a DH standpoint. Much easier than maybe he did, but David Ortiz, again, had that one thing you can't quantify where he's like, I'm about my club, I'm giving everything I got, I'm leaving it all out on the table.
Yeah.
How do you teach that? So I would like to see, because I know they're tight, I would like to see a little more give and take from both.
Yeah.
You could be impressed with Rafi, but also give him some game. Give him, hey, this is how you give more to a ball club. This is how you can help the team win by switching to this or switching to that or doing whatever they ask you to do.
Yeah.
I want a little more of a two-way street between those two, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I understand his outlook. I just don't think it's too much that Ortiz is asking of to be selfless. That's a guy that's played first in interleague play, played first in World Series when they needed him to because he was a DH.
But can you teach that? You see what I'm saying?
But
like you have that or you don't, right?
It's not right, but it's not something that's so unique in baseball. We see the transition from third base to first base all the time. I think of like a Jim Thome, Miguel Cabrera at one point playing short, goes third, DHs, goes first, back to DH, guys like that.
Sure.
It happens all the time. Now it is Rafael Devers in a way going, all right, you want me to DH? I'm the best DH in baseball right now. We need hits. We need lineup power. That's what I'm providing before you move me. The timing is peculiar. Ortiz was saying that in the afternoon. Red Sox played the Angels later Monday night, lost by 1 run. Richard Fitz got lit up in the first. But here was also Rafael Devers pregame taking grounders at shortstop. Our guy, Jared Carabas, friend of the program, you could catch him on Unobstructed Views, tweeting out, oh, I see it now. He won't play first. He won't play third. The plan all along was to move Rafi Devers to shortstop. I see the vision now. Carabas making light of the situation. This should be frustrating for Red Sox fans to see, where the lineup is struggling, the defense is struggling, you need to maximize. You also want to see Roman Anthony come up and play. And if Devers goes to first, and that frees up some more movement throughout the defensive lineup, and that allows Roman Anthony to come up, that could give the maximized lineup for this team. But it also is, with the situation of this team, where they lost 5 in a row, then they won 2 of 3 against the Braves. Get started on a good note, but doing that against the Angels to start at Fenway, there's too much noise to be doing that and bringing in more noise.
I tell you what, it shows me Rafi's happy, though.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of energy there from him. I saw a lot of pep in the step there from him. I wish it had translated to the team. Because how in the hell do you start so flat like they did against the Angels? I couldn't believe it. The only thing I took from it was, okay, this onslaught is happening so early in this game that they're bound to get back in it, steal it, win it late. And they damn near did.
Yeah.
But typical Mike Trout, in Mike Trout fashion, he's in and out of the lineup all damn year. You don't know what's going on. Is he hurt? Is he healthy? We don't know. He's in. And he hits an absolute moon rocket out of Fenway. I rewound that home run 7 times. Like, did that leave? Did that land in Waltham somewhere?
That
Where's
part of the
ball?
park, too, center field.
Where is it?
Over the Green Monster we're used to. That part of the park.
454 feet, like a Chevy big block.
I know.
I mean, this guy's unbelievable. But, again, another 1-run loss for the Sox in a game that they had chances to come back and win this game, should have, didn't. I wish we saw the energy Rafi had, taking grounders at short, translate to the team early in this game.
Yeah.
How do you start flat?
I know.
You can't have it.
And that's a Richard Fitz. I mean, 5 earned runs in the first inning. And shout out to Hunter Dobbins. Comes in, really tough spot, goes 5 innings, allows 1 run, that's it. Like, that's where we saw the bullpen bounce back. This team is so teetering on the way of, like, playing good baseball.
Yes.
And they need depth. You can't can't leave the bullpen out to dry like that. And that's a tough part.
That's right.
And this is a team, again, we talk about the noise. There are the reports now that the San Diego Padres are interested in trading for Jarren Duran. We've seen those reports circulate before. They inquired about him before the 2024 season. Yeah. We saw it from one of our favorite accounts on X. Cutter is King tweeting out on the Jarren Duran trade rumors.
Cutter.
I kind of like having Jarren Duran on my baseball team, and I wouldn't really want to trade him for an 18-year-old that won't help my baseball team in the prime years of our best players. That perfectly encapsulates how Red Sox fans feel about this.
Sure.
What I think more importantly is it's not just Jarren Duran, the player. We'll get into that. Jarren Duran, the leader, is so important to help out these young players that are fighting their way to get to their prime. Here's Duran after yesterday's game, after another tough one-run loss, talking to the media.
We got a lot of young guys that are just learning to compete at this level. I know when I first came up at this level, I was scared to death to make a mistake and play. So I'm just trying to pass that on to the younger guys and be like, hey, bro, like, you're going to be a big part of this. Like, just keep going. And, like, if you ever need to talk, I got your back. Like, I will be there for you. But, like, I want you to play, like, fearless. Like, don't have any fear, because then that's when you make mistakes or stuff like that happens. Like, I'd rather you make a mistake, like, on an aggressive play or something. So I just know how it was when I was young. Like, I was terrified. And they're starting every single game, which is crazy because they're that good. Like, I wasn't that good when I first came up. So it's awesome to see, honestly. Like, I know we're going to hit our stride eventually where those guys just figure it out, because they're figuring it out at the big league level. Like, I know I play a game, I didn't get to play against lefties, I didn't have to play against lefties, and then I get in there and learn. But, like, these guys are learning every single day. Like, it's only a matter of time before it clicks for them. They're like, oh, I just got to do that to, you know, get against this guy, against this pitch, and this and that. And it's going to be awesome to see.
That's Jarren Duran. I mean, 28 right now, will turn 29 later this year. The leadership you need. Now, say if the Red Sox, say if the reports come to fruition, say they move a guy like him, it's not just that this lineup would all of a sudden become even more young, because that, say, would open up a spot. Roman Anthony comes up. At that point, you have 4 true rookies.
Right.
Without a season under the belt of Major League action. That would be Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, Christian Campbell, Carlos Narvaez in the lineup. But it's that type of leadership. What Jarren Duran brings to this team stands out to me so much, because he is the guy that has, it's always the walk, right, of those rookies, but has been through the struggles. His first year and a half at the major league level, we saw documented in Netflix doc. He opened up about it, the mental health toll it had on him. He didn't just come out on the other side and was a good player. He was phenomenal last season. Top 8 in MVP voting. A guy that exploded on the scene from June through August. I mean, hitting above 300, almost 1,000 OPS. The home runs, the RBIs, the stolen bases, the glove, what he did defensively. A true 5-tool player. Christian Campbell right now is struggling. Was good through April. Since May, a sub-140 batting average. Marcelo Meyer's trying to figure out his way through the major league level. Carlos Narvaez, a catcher, has been a gem. Still trying to figure out his way. You need leaders like Jarren Duran in that clubhouse for those young guys. You talk about their development, the environment they come in, being smart on what you have them play in that major league level. Jarren Duran is a guy that can help those rookies, those young prospects, tap into their potential. He's so much more important to this team than just stats. He hasn't been hitting great so far this year, but just like last season, was all right through May. June hit, he took off. Whether he reaches those numbers again or not, his leadership for the young prospects is so important.
You're preaching. I agree with everything you said. I'm not interested in trading this guy at all. And first of all, for a few of the things you said, I can imagine this lineup right now, which these bats go cold as it is collectively, colder than this damn studio. I can't imagine this offense without Jarren Duran, okay? I don't even want to picture it, A. B, he's under team control, to my understanding, for the next 2-3 years anyway.
Yeah, he has a club option they'll probably pick up, then he enters 2 years of arbitration.
Okay, so what's the rush here?
Team building wise, it makes sense.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Right.
So,
no, I'm saying team building wise, it makes sense to keep him because of that control.
I agree, but let's flip the coin and say let's trade him, okay? Even team building wise there, you're right, you're punting, you're going youth movement fully then. I don't love the Padres. I looked at the Padres farm system, not that I'm some farm system expert, they're not even one of the top rated farm systems. So if you're going to trade this guy, and we're talking about the offense not having him, not having his glove, not having his leadership, he does provide that energy. Fans love him. He's a fan favorite. If we're going to do that, it's a foregone conclusion you're not going to pay him, okay? You're telling me we're not re-signing him, which I'm not convinced. But if that's the move and you're going to trade him, you better get a bigger haul than what the Padres can. Just because the Padres are interested doesn't mean you need to ship them there.
Bingo.
Use their interest to gauge other interests around the league. Maybe you can get into a bidding war or something. But I'm not interested in sending him somewhere, getting some young guys back that I'm not even sure if they can play or not. If I'm getting prospects for Jarren Duran, you better give me real prospects, not suspects. I want prospects.
Or it could be real players. The Red Sox need a first baseman. They need a bullpen arm. Again, though, because of
players.
The value to the team that Jarren Duran brings. It's on the field, it's in the box, it's on the base path. But this is a guy. Now, Alex Bregman's out of the lineup day today. He was brought in. That's the guy who's the leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
He changes the culture. He gets everyone to mature. He's that leader by example.
Energy. He's like an energy guy.
That's the thing. Jarren Duran hasn't just become a great player. He's become a great leader for the Red Sox. And how young this team is right now. Marcelo Meyer, Christian Campbell, Carlos Narvaez, they need a Jarren Duran. Whatever the return is, you want to make moves to get a first baseman or a bullpen arm, Jarren Duran's one of the guys I would not move because this team needs leadership.
They need him.
They get it in the dugout from Alex Cora. They need it in the clubhouse from a player perspective. And what he means for a Christian Campbell, what he will mean for a Marcelo Meyer is so important. I would not trade him.
There's also no rush, right? Like, if he's under control here for the next 2-3 years, what's the problem? Like, I'm not trading him. Now, if it gets closer to the end of that, and I don't think I'm going to re-sign him, that's a different conversation. But right now, why? You need him. You need him.
What I hate about baseball, looking up Jarren Duran's contract, so he has 1 year left, club option next year. He'll be 29. 2 years of arbitration. 30, 31 years old. He can't get paid till he's 32. When it comes to this aspect of baseball, I hate it. He's been producing. He's been performing.
Pay him.
These guys give everything for these ball clubs, these franchises. He can't get paid potentially until he's 32 years old, like actually hit free agency. It's nasty work at the side of baseball. These prospects come up later. I mean, he was a later prospect.
He was.
28 right now. He didn't come up till he's 24, 25 around then. That's the athletic prime. It's one part of baseball I hate.
Well, you just look at the season we're having, and we talk about underachieving and how this team is underachieved, right? He is the least of the issues. He's the least of the problem. So, like, that's kind of how I think. It's like, what are some things that I can attack and improve on with this team moving forward to get us over the hump, to get us into the playoff picture? It's not trading Jarren Duran. Like, there's no way I'm landing on that on my board. You know what I mean? Like, is that something down the line I could entertain as a franchise? Because of the financials that you just laid out, the business side, maybe, but it ain't now. And he's he's a solution to get us to where we want to go. Not a problem, not a hindrance. That's the last thing I'm doing is thinking about trading him. Screw the Padres. You can be interested in whoever you want. It doesn't mean you're getting them. Sorry.
That's the thing, too. The reports of Padres are interested in trading for Jarren Duran. It wasn't the Red Sox are interested in trading away.
There's a history of the Padres being interested.
They wanted him before the 2024 season. They need an outfielder. It makes sense for them. Let's go back. Jarren Duran last season, 253 batting average, 744 OPS through May. June to August, 322 batting average, 978 OPS. He hit 18 of his 21 home runs in those 3 months. 46 of his 75 RBI, 21 of his 34 stolen bases.
He's the least of your problem.
Once June rolls around, if he can, you could say replicate those numbers. If he can get to that, I think would be so important. On his end. That's the thing. Jarren Duran's really important to this team. Carlos Narvaez, Marcelo Meyer, Christian Campbell, Roman Anthony eventually. This is a guy, what Justin Turner was to Jarren Duran, Jarren Duran will be to these young prospects.
Amen. Well said.
Coming up.
Well said.
So we'll take a quick break here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. When we're back, we got more Stefon Diggs and Celtics, Knicks, New York, Boston rivalry continues. All that and more right here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. Make sure to know you can catch new episodes every Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 a.m. on NESN, 9 to 10 a.m. on NESN Nation. Catch all the episodes on YouTube, Spotify as well. Wherever you get your podcasts, it's Boston Has Entered the Chat every Monday through Friday. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're back on Boston Has Entered the Chat. All right, Trav. So we saw Stefon Diggs go from the love boat, as you like to call it. I'll call it the Tootsie boat. Alleged Tootsie. To being back at OTAs. Then Mike Giardi of the Boston Sports Journal, longtime reporter for the Patriots and the NFL as a whole, has some sources in Buffalo. The guy's been doing it for a long time. He's an institution here in Boston. He put out a piece in BSJ, and here's some of the excerpts. Talking to people in Buffalo, the Bills are not surprised by the scene on that boat. Oh, my God, I'm clutching my pearls. Diggs fancies himself as more than a football player. He's into fashion. He's into fame.
He is.
He loves all that comes with it. I want to start there. I don't care what was happening on the boat because he's not the only guy in the NFL, let alone in that locker room, that parties on a boat in warm weather or parties like that at any point.
Yeah.
The one that jumps out fancies himself as more than a football player. He's into fashion. He's into fame. He loves all that comes with it. I don't have any issues with any of that. It's the Bills going, I'm not surprised by that scene on the boat. Okay. Look, everyone knows what comes to Stefon Diggs. But that's a guy that can be a difference maker on this offense. To paint the picture and word it like that, like I'm not surprised he's partying like that and doing that. Guys in the NFL do that. And that's where I stand on all this. The issue was that people are talking about it. If he was smart and made sure there were no cameras, the only talk about Stefon Diggs was how's he looking at training camp, how's he looking at OTAs, which, by the way, is looking good and cutting and running routes. Knee looks fine. That would be the conversation right now, not these reports coming out of Buffalo.
Yeah, but what do you expect? Listen, this is all, even these comments, this is Stefon Diggs' fault. Mm-hmm. If you don't give them a target to hit, then they can't say anything. But when you go on the Love Boat, when you have a bag that we don't know what's in there, but we think we know what's in there, but we're not sure. Mm-hmm. You got a bunch of bikini-clad women calling you daddy. You got your girlfriend on the boat twerking. You got the whole boat's twerking. All this stuff happens, right?
Yeah.
Video gets out, we see it. What do you think's going to happen? People are going to come out of the woodworks. You're lucky it's just Buffalo. Could have been Minnesota. Could have been Maryland, where he's from, where I've told you time and time again, people that I know him personally and say he's actually a good guy. Mm-hmm. He's really a cool dude, but he loves him some him. Yeah. That's what I was told back way in the day. When he was about to get drafted, he wasn't even drafted yet. So, look, if you don't want people talking about you, don't give them anything to talk about publicly, right? Yeah. Then they can't say anything. Come here, keep your head down, be quiet, be a leader, which is what he was paid to do. Mm-hmm. Catch the ball, be productive, help Drake May take that next step, get this team back to respectability. No one's saying anything. All that's being said is around here about how great you are, and that's all that matters. Mm-hmm. But instead, you do what you did, people are going to come out of the woodworks and call you out of your name. That's what's happening. And now they're saying, oh, we're not shocked. Of course he's like this. Well, it's his fault. Yes. It's his fault.
I don't have an issue of that he fancies himself as more than a football player. He likes all that come with it. Hey, busted his butt, got to the part of where he's in 1% of the population, people that can play in the NFL. And stuff that comes with it, the money, the fame, the access to these people, don't mind it. But again, don't let it affect you on the field.
You're missing the diss, though. When they say he loves everything that comes with it, that's a diss.
Because they're saying that he doesn't love football.
That's
or
right.
that he's not a football player first.
He loves what the game provides for him.
Exactly.
That's a diss.
Yes.
I don't believe that to be true. I've been told that's not true.
He's too good.
He's a gamer.
He's a baller. He was a fifth-round pick.
That's right.
He was a fifth-round pick and was an elite number one receiver with the Vikings
for years
and the Bills.
That's right.
And is still a very productive receiver. You have to love football to do that.
That's
the last part, in this part from Mike Giardi, Diggs has already agitated the powers that be in Foxborough with his spotty attendance. It may not result in any drastic measures, but he's given Vrabel and company enough reasons to be leery about this relationship moving forward. That's a guy that's getting that info right from the Patriots front office and inside that building. Again, Mike Giardi very connected. But yeah, no duh. Not showing up to OTAs, allowing that video to be out there, it would make any coaching staff pissed off. Even if this was a guy that was a model citizen every day that he was with the team, he could have been a long-tenured Patriot. They're going to be leery, but it is all about correcting it now.
Well, again, this goes back to Stefon, because if you sign this guy to be your leader and you pay him as such, okay, you should have the conversation up front anyway. Yeah. Hey, we want you at everything, voluntary or not. He should know that. But I'm sure, benefit of the doubt, they give him the money and they're like, he'll know right from wrong, right? Okay, fine. If you're not at voluntary camp and you're working out, which you put videos on all the time, no one's saying anything, right? If you're not at voluntary camp because you're on a boat partying and those videos get out, you brought this on yourself. Mm-hmm. So that again, it traces. I did not love, and I'm on record saying it, I did not love this signing from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Not that you bring in a Stefon Diggs, but what you paid a Stefon Diggs. I thought that was a mistake from the beginning because he's never shown leadership skills as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. My opinion. Yeah. Now, where we're at, you are proving me to be right. And this is why this comes up. Well, he's not around the building. Not everyone loves that. It's because he's on a boat turning up. If he's in the lab working on his game, working on rehab, and he's not here, no one cares. It happens all the time. That's what I'm saying. This all comes back to his lack of judgment and decision making. He's lucky he didn't get cut. He could have got cut here.
To your point, he loves him some Stefon.
Yeah.
We saw when he appeared at OTAs on Monday, Mike Reese tweeted out the video of ESPN. Stefon Diggs, nice to see you all wave into the media. But that's what this is becoming. Again, the maturity is you jog out and you go to the field. You don't wave to the media because this is the part of, well, it's the media's fault. They made it a bigger deal. No, the big deal was if you were smart enough, again, to not allow cameras, then it would matter. Let's get to some Instagram comments. Great comments on our post on IG. Make sure to follow us at Nesson, George Balekji, Travis Thomas Experience on Instagram. First one was from Cody Merrow. He said, couldn't care less as a Pats fan. Season hasn't started yet. Let him do his thing. We don't care he was partying on the boat. We care that there's the lack of maturity for the cameras. And then seeing him wave at the media the first day he's back at OTAs, same thing. Head straight, get onto the field, put it behind you. But doing the, hey, great to see y'all, making sure they see you're there, just show up. That's what the maturity has to be.
I disagree with you. I do care, and I'm not going to let him do his thing. If by do his thing you mean be on video on a boat, potentially passing out narcotics, yeah, I'm good on that. Thanks. Let's not do your thing, Stefon Diggs. How's that sound?
Now, you had a point, again, on the Instagram post talking about the lack of leadership. Next comment here from our guy, Anthony_Ferriolo. Dang, that's a hell of a last name.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking facts as usual, Travis Thomas Experience. I mean, he's backing you, and I agree. I mean, that's a great point you make right there. If him doing his thing is documenting everything, not caring about the cameras, enough of that.
Facts.
Put the cameras away and focus on football. To your point and what he's commenting on there from the guy Anthony, you were talking about the leadership and he needs to be a leader. That's why you pay him. He's not showing the leadership right now, T.
No, well, look, he's not, but he is at the same time. I think you can lead by example. And I think out on that field is really what matters, right? My thing is, I look at the young players, the impressionable players all up and down this roster, offense and defense, because he's that kind of personality, he draws everyone in. They're looking at everything you do, not just on the field. I think on the field he will be a leader. I think, we'll see, until week 3 he's cussing out Drake May on the sidelines, and I'm like, aye. But I think he has matured at this point of his career and knows this is last chance you, okay? You're getting older, you're coming off an injury, your production has been dropping. So I think he gets the opportunity here. I believe on the field he will lead, but it's beyond, leadership's beyond the field. It's off the field, too. You got to put everything together.
Here's another one from Mass1 John _ forgot all you guys are cops and know what was in there. Shut up and let the guy live. I'll let him live. Again, I don't care what was in the bag. I don't care about the twerking on the boat. Again, it's the lack of judgment and maturity, and to your point, Trav, the leadership to know cameras shouldn't be on the boat to begin with, let alone you see one showing you handing a bag of some pink substance, you grab that phone, you throw it in the water. That's it. That's where it should have ended.
Yeah, listen, I've been called a lot of things in my life, GB. A lot. You've seen people call me names.
You ain't been called a cop.
I've never been called a cop in my life. Never.
You're a narc.
I'm a narc. I've never been called that. So you know what? Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you, Mass John. I appreciate that. I've never been called that before. That's a new one for me.
It's not us being on our high horse and being like, you shouldn't be partying at all. You got to be all locked in on. No athlete does that.
Yeah.
It is being the guy that is now 31, 32 years old and the leader in that room.
You're
going
a cop,
back to that
George.
word. I'm a narc.
You wearing a wire? Oh, you are. It's a mic. Sorry.
What's great with all this, too, there is this Mike Giardi tweet from when the Patriots signed Stefon Diggs. I want to pull it up here on the screen. Basically saying what he heard from people is that the Patriots got a dog. On Stefon Diggs, a coach who knows him well tells me if he's healthy, they got themselves a dog. They just got to make sure to feed him.
Right.
End quote. Yeah, you got to get him the ball, keep him happy. Maybe feeding him, too, is letting him go and twerk on a boat in Miami.
No, it's, you know what it means.
Get him
it means
the ball.
If he's
Keep
not
him
involved
happy.
in the offense, he's going to pout. He's going to get in guys' faces. We've seen it. That's why I didn't understand the signing. What part of leadership has this guy shown? He's only shown this. He's only shown the theatrics. He's only shown the pouting. He's only shown, I'm not getting the ball. Josh Allen doesn't like me. That's what Josh Allen. What do you think he's going to do with Drake May? I never understood the signing. However, here we are, okay? So now you got to make it work. And I think that's true. I think you have to make sure he's a focal point in the offense or else. The good thing for the Patriots is you have nothing Offensive playmakers, what do you have besides Stefon Diggs? So good for him. He will get an opportunity to get fed. But George, if he's getting double teamed, if he's I mean, defenses can take him at this stage of his career. Defenses can take him out of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Then what is he going to do? Is he going to blame Drake May for great bracket defense on him? The guy doesn't have self-awareness. That's the problem. We just saw the boat videos.
Yes.
Like, he's going to take a defense doing a great job on him at this stage of his career, which is older, not as fast, lost a step, all the things, coming off an injury, and he's going to interpret it as Josh McDaniels and Drake May don't love me. No, bro. They are playing defense and taking you out of this game. That's my issue. I'm telling you, I'm waiting to see it. I'm waiting for the sideline blow up. I hope it doesn't happen, but he's not giving me anything to show me that he's changed and he's matured.
Yeah. Hey, let's go to a voicemail we got in on this one. Make sure to leave us a voicemail, 617-790-0928. You could also tweet at us, #NessonChat, email us to thechat@nesson.com, or just add us on Twitter, Instagram, as you guys can see. Leave Instagram comments on our post. We'll bring you into the conversation. This is a voicemail from our guy, Bucky Bukovich. We got it right here.
Hello, my name is Bucky Bukovich. I just stumbled upon your show, and you two are the best show program in sports that's been on TV that I've seen in a long time. You're very knowledgeable. I think you'll be on and you'll become a huge show just because of your knowledge. And I wanted to know if the way you describe things is like when I was a kid, I used to read the sports rag, the Herald Traveler, and Gilhooly was a great reporter. And the way you describe things is the way he did. And it's just excellent. And my question would be, have you two, with the knowledge that you've displayed in the sports, have you two played sports and at what level?
Shout out our guy Bucky. That was
Thank
a nice
you, Bucky.
voicemail. Thanks, man. The Boston Herald Traveler. I like that comp. Throwing it back to like 70s, 80s there. Thanks for the voicemail. Make sure it's 617-790-0928. I mean, you know me. Played sports throughout high school. Played in basically every sport growing up. Focused on football and wrestling by the time I got to high school. It is my natural curiosity. It's my love to build relationships with people. And I have the gift of the gab, too.
Yep.
That led us to where we are, so I appreciate that, Bucky.
Same. I played high school sports. Basketball, football, lacrosse, was not good at any. And so riding the bench, getting to know athletes, my coaches. I was always like a coach's pet because I worked hard, high energy, surprise. I knew, you know what, I could do something with these skills. It ain't playing the game, and here I am on Nesson.
I'll never forget when I was in high school, good wrestler, decent my freshman year, get a sophomore year, this kid, underclassman, same weight class, Sam Turecki.
Yeah.
Wrestling with him, he's like, oh, I just moved here from Jordan, the country. I'm like, all right, cool.
Jeez.
Went one roll with him, and I'm like, okay, this kid's going to take my spot, mentor role.
That's
at
right.
that point.
Thank God you're here.
Hey, and it led me to this path, man. Wasn't that good at sports.
That's right.
But love learning it, love analyzing it, love talking with you guys. Again, leave a voicemail, 617-790-0928. Email us, thechat@nesson.com, or #NessonChat, tweet at us. We'll be back after a quick break. Yeah, those Knicks fans trying to talk Celtics rings don't make any sense. We'll have that after the break. And also know you can catch us every Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 a.m. on Nesson, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Nesson Nation. That's Boston is end of the chat, 8 to 10 a.m. every Monday through Friday, wherever you get your Nesson. We're back on Boston is end of the chat. You see the studio lit up green right now because, hey, man, we're still talking Celtics.
Yeah.
We know the season came to an end against the New York Knicks in 6 games. Jason Tatum goes down with a torn Achilles. Jaylen Brown and them fight for 1 game. It gets done. That's fine.
Sure.
Good for the Knicks. Get back to the Eastern Conference Finals. First time since 1999.
Congratulations.
First time since 1999 they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. And you know what? Let it be, right?
Yeah.
Let it be. Knicks fans, have your year.
What
Celtics
happened
won
in
a
the
banner.
Eastern Conference Finals?
Oh, they lost to the Pacers, got ran out of the gym every time, and then Karl Anthony Towns, who they're paying $54 million, got exposed.
What a shame.
But we can't let it go when we see a tweet like this from Knicks Central. Alex B saying, congrats, Celtics fans. Posting a meme of a Celtics banner. We won 95% of our championships before color TVs.
I'm not going to lie. It's funny. That is funny.
It's funny until you realize it's coming from Knicks Central.
Facts.
Who haven't won an NBA title since 1973. Our guy Moose Harden, who has Wizards in his profile pic. This would hit if the Celtics didn't win a banner literally just last year, LMAO.
Facts.
Yeah, Moose.
Yeah.
Then Tom Sears, Color TV invented as late as 1953. First Celtics championship, 1957.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for not knowing Celtics history since you're an NBA casual, but you don't even know when the device you've been watching the Knicks lose for your whole life on started using color.
Look at the receipts on the side panel.
Love
though.
that. The Google search, the AI. Color TV came in 1953, was big in 66. That last one you've been watching the Knicks lose on, that's a mic drop right there. Dude, the audacity to put that out, have the handle Knicks Central.
Yeah.
Since the Knicks last were in the Eastern Conference Finals, that was 1999, they won. Lost in the finals.
There was a Bronco chase during that.
The
was.
Celtics won 2 NBA titles, have won the Eastern Conference 4 times, won a title last year.
Bro.
The Knicks haven't won one since '73. Knicks fans, you're embarrassing yourselves.
Well, they're embarrassing themselves because they're hurt. They lost. They got smoked. They're in their feelings. And Celtics fans are going right back at you because when the Celtics lost, when you eliminated them, you didn't know how to act. You didn't know what to do with prosperity. I told you this. I was outside every single home game during that series at TD Garden. And I'm telling you, these Knicks fans, every time I would see you the next day, I would say, bro, these Knicks fans are killing me. Like, they're so obnoxious. And they have this arrogance like they've won everything, like they have this dynasty. And I don't just say it's Knicks fans. I think it's a New York thing for their teams.
Yeah.
I get it. But they don't win either. Well, I mean, those teams don't win either. So my thing is this. Just be humble in defeat and be humble in victory as well. Knicks fans can't do it. I do believe Celtics fans do that. And I do believe not being from here has taught me a few things. When I got here, I realized everyone was really smart. This is a smart fan base.
Yeah, they don't just love their sports.
They're knowledgeable.
Know it. And it's not the history. They know the game in Boston.
On the outside looking in, this was a city that won all the titles. But I never had any obnoxious Boston fans in my life.
Yeah.
Not saying they don't exist, but I didn't have them in my ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
So I always used to look at this area like, well, that's greatness. What's the problem? Why are we hating on that? There's dynasties up there in multiple sports. I think these other teams should be taking notes.
Yeah.
So that's what I always saw to this area. When you think of New York, you think obnoxious. You think in your face. You think loud. You think brash. And they live up to that billing, George. All the Knicks fans I was dealing with outside of TD Garden were obnoxious as all get out. And when they won that series, we saw how they acted.
Yes.
Celtics fans are not doing that. Now, what they will do is let you know when you lose. They're going to give you that same energy you gave to them, and Knicks fans are melting down because they can't take it.
Dude, they got beat by Halliburton. They got beat by a team from Indiana. They got Timothy Chalamet sitting courtside, and it doesn't matter.
What's her
one
name?
of the Jenners.
I
think it's Kendall.
I don't know.
It's
Who
one
is it?
They're all successful. Like, good for them. They lost to the Indiana Pacers and got run out of the gym. And they know they're screwed because they're stuck with Tom Thibodeau, who's going to run that starting 5 into the ground. They're stuck with Karl Anthony Towns. This is insecurity. This is frustration. This is aggravation.
Yeah.
For Knicks fans. They don't know where to put it, so they try to put on Boston. Also, that BS banner he put up, 95% before Color TV. Color TV was created in 1953. It really hit the mainstream in 1966.
Yeah.
The Celtics won 9 NBA titles since 1966. That's literally half of their stuff.
He's an idiot.
But also the runs they had. The Russell Celtics.
Right.
Larry Bird and the Big Three.
Yeah.
The second coming of the Big Three.
Right.
This current iteration of the Celtics.
Yeah.
And again, they won the East in 99, didn't win a ring. The Celtics won the East in 08, 10, 2022, 2024, and went 50% winning in the finals.
This is
the Knicks haven't won since 73.
It's
bigger. They have no room to talk.
It's bigger than Knicks Celtics, though. This is New York, Boston.
Exactly.
This is what it is.
Exactly.
They look at themselves as higher than thou, right? And they look at Boston as a little brother that can't.
Yeah.
And so that's how they carry it. That's the arrogance. That's how they move. Meanwhile, the little bro who you think can't has more trophies in their trophy room than you could even dream of. I mean, there's trophies in this town falling out of our pockets, okay, from all the teams and the championships. New York doesn't have that. They do with the Yankees, but they don't have that with their other franchises. Here, it's all the franchises. So I think that's some of this. This is the Boston, New York thing that has existed since forever and will exist long after we're gone.
Since the Giants won their last Super Bowl, 2011, Bruins won a cup in 2011.
Yep.
Red Sox have won 2 World Series. The Patriots at that point 3 Super Bowls.
Bro.
Come on.
Yeah, it's not close.
The Celtics won NBA title. They got one in 08.
Yeah.
That's what makes it funny, too. You know, it always will be. And that's the beauty of sports. I love beautiful hate. I love healthy hate. That's New York versus Boston. And in Boston, it's Boston versus everybody. You're not from here or you don't embrace the city, get out of here. And that's I love that about this city, right?
Yeah.
Love that we're living here. It's, again, if you're going to do that, you just don't know your place.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would just probably pick some things that maybe they're actually better at. Like, I'd be like, hey, you know what? Our Subway is better than the T. Got it.
Not going to dispute that.
You win.
Boston's Italian food better than New York City's.
That's what I'm saying. Like, pick some things that you're actually better at.
At least we have a functioning public transportation
You know
system.
what I mean? Leave the sports to us, because we know what we're doing. Y'all don't.
Leave the chat to us. On Boston Has Entered the Chat. It was a fun first hour.
I like that.
We'll be back with more Boston Has Entered the Chat.
Yeah.
Second hour coming up, always going through what's trending, talking some more Stefon Diggs, more Red Sox, and more Celtics Knicks as well. Make sure to catch Boston Has Entered the Chat every Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m. on Nesson, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Nesson Nation.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after this.
Not you, Knicks fans. You stay out of this, please.